Rifftrax Live was back for the 16th summer, and we saw it last night. What did we think? Follow along. Well, last night was Timecop, Rifftrax Live. It was phenomenal. Let me start first. Start at the top. Instead of past years where the slideshow was maybe it was happening beforehand, maybe it wasn't, hopefully your theater decided to show it, the feed started at 7 p.m. or whatever time your show was supposed to go off with the slideshow at that time. It was beautiful. It was 5 minutes of slideshow. Everyone got to get synced. That way, no one had video issues. You could go tell the theater without missing part of the show. It was beautiful. If they're not going to do a truly live show, this is the way to do it. So it was great. Great to see Mike, Bill, and Kevin. As always, they look youthful as ever. Definitely excited about this movie. I had never seen Timecop. I was familiar with Jean-Claude Van Damme, obviously. I've seen Street Fighter. I've seen, was it Double Impact or Double Trouble, whatever the hell his movie is, where he played two characters himself. But I knew of this movie. I was aware of the storyline. I just never saw it. So that's the best way to go into a Rifftrax, in my opinion, when you have no idea what's going on. Before I get into that, the short was amazing. It was about how policemen are your friend. Be careful. There's an earworm involved. It will get stuck in your head for the rest of the movie until you get something else stuck. But then, of course, the boys bring it up again, so that's great. But it was an amazing short. Shorts are really where they shine. Shorts, especially when they're made in the 50s and 60s. It's that old school. It's not bad on purpose video. It's not necessarily bad editing. It's just awkward. And they have a field day with stuff like that. It reminded me of the And One Got Fat video with all the monkeys bicycling. So then they dove right into the main movie. There was no real other craziness because the movie itself, I think, is an hour and 40 minutes. Starred Jean-Claude Van Damme, Mia Sara, who I did not know did anything after Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So, hey, great to see her. She looked amazing. This movie was from '94, so I'm not saying it's recent. It had the kind of pudgy guy that plays a policeman and or lawyer in a lot of movies. I think the best thing I could think of him from was he was the campaign manager for the evil lady in Black Sheep. So there you go, if anyone remembers that. And basically it's just a crazy time travel story. The movie itself does a pretty good job of making it interesting, I guess, as far as the time travel aspects, but it doesn't really explain what's going on as far as why they need a ship to go back in time, and then why you need to take a ship to leave your current time to go forward or back, but then you can just kind of go the other way as you please with a little button on your wrist. I don't know. The jokes were phenomenal. I can't think of any offhand. I saw it last night, and it was one of those experiences where you're just laughing in the theater. They had a lot of great lines where all of us were dying. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's a great experience. I believe it's in the theater again this Tuesday, the 19th. I think it's the 19th. So if you didn't see it, you have another chance. I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you did see it and want to see it again, that's a hell of a time to do it. They don't always do it twice. I'm curious to see what they come out with for the fall, if they're going to do another horror movie, or if this is it for this year. But if it is, this was a great Rifftrax Live. Speaking of that, I did actually come up with a list. I wanted to talk about my favorite Rifftrax Live experiences, because I've gone to every single one of them. Starting in 2009 with Plan 9 from Outer Space, I've been to every single one. One of them I got too late. Ironically, the Mystery Science Theater, I think it was the 25th anniversary in 2015, maybe it was. I was dating someone, and she didn't respect Mystery Science Theater or Rifftrax at all. So we went to dinner before the movie, and then she kept ordering drinks for herself. And then we ended up late for the movie, and I never went on another date with her again. So she proved her worth there. But anyway, first let me get into just what I'm talking about here. I'm going to give you a top 4. I don't have a top 5. They're all great. All the Rifftrax Live experiences are phenomenal. You can't really go wrong with any of them. I pick them out to times of the year. Some of them I'll watch weekly, some of them seasonally. But it's really important for me to discern that these 4 are just my 4 that are at the top. I'm not doing a top 5 or a top 3. I think top 4 settles in nicely with what I have. Starting off, I'm going to give a double honorable mention to the Christmas Shorts Extravaganza from, I believe it was winter 2009 or winter 2010. It was one of the earliest Rifftrax Live experiences. I remember it distinctly because of the line when Santa goes to Rudolph and he says, "I need you tonight," and Kevin Murphy goes, "Whoa!" That's probably one of the funniest moments in Rifftrax history. I also remember it because me and my roommate Steven went to the movie, and while we were there, about a foot of snow fell. So getting back was an adventure in itself. So that just always I always remember have a soft spot for that Rifftrax Live. All right. As far as so that was the double honorable mention. Now we have the honorable mentions. These are the ones that I thought were great, but really I have reasons why they're not on the top tier for me. All right, we have Godzilla. Godzilla I love, but it's another movie where the guys are background almost to the silliness on the screen. This is a movie that it has too many jokes on its own. It has too much weirdness on its own. Not that that's a bad thing. This is still one of my top 10 Rifftrax lives. But I'm saying to really put it in the upper echelon, I think it being a newer movie helped because we didn't see a lot of newer movies in Rifftrax or Mystery Science Theater, especially not big releases like this. And we'll get more into that in a minute. But yeah, overall, with the way they're making fun of Matthew Broderick, the way they make fun of Jean Reno, the way they make fun of the weird Siskel and Ebert characters, the New York City aspect, the fish, the weird version of Godzilla. It's just great watch. So I don't want to spoil anything here for people. I assume most people have seen them, and if they haven't, hey, this could be a good advertisement for our friends at Rifftrax. Okay, Birdemic. That's another honorable mention. It's one of the most classic crappy movies of all time, and that's why I think I can't put it on top. I also believe they might have done the Birdemic regular Rifftrax release before Rifftrax Live, so that also kind of taints it for me. But don't quote me on that. I should have checked the dates before this. That's my fault. I have a new broadcaster, so you'll have to forgive me. But Birdemic it's a great movie, but at the same point, there's a lot of things there that I think are. Maybe it's too great at this point. Maybe I've watched it too many times, or it's just kind of worn out its welcome in my brain at this point. Because it is a slog to get through as a movie. The jokes are great, but the movie itself, it's really boring to look at, and it's not one of these movies that you can kind of distract yourself with the visuals or anything. So, okay, another honorable mention, Sharknado. Now that's one you can get distracted with the visuals, but what carries this movie is making fun of Ian Ziering, Tara Reid, the dad from Home Alone, the weird Australian guy. It's the trashing of those people constantly. The sharks are a complete background to everything going on. This is early enough in Rifftrax's life that they got away with riskier jokes, so they were constantly making fun of Tara Reid's face and her surgery and all sorts of stuff. Not that that's, her plastic surgery. Not that that's necessarily the best thing to go for, but I thought it was hilarious. And overall, Sharknado, it's one of those movies, again, that wears its stupidness on its sleeve. So does it deserve to be riffed? I mean, yes, but does it deserve to be in my top 4? Probably not. And last, for the honorable mentions, Starship Troopers. This was a big deal because this was the first modern big release movie that Rifftrax Live had done in the theaters. They released the audio commentaries for big movies all the time on the site, but they never actually riffed a movie like this, got the rights and stuff. So they did a great job. It's a Verhoeven movie, so it's already kind of satirical. So that's the point where I can't say, oh, it's really a great Rifftrax movie. It's already kind of a fun movie to watch on its own, and it's silly enough and stupid enough on its own. So the jokes here are mostly about, I forget his name, the lead actor, Johnny Rico, and Carmen. I can't remember any of the actors' names right now. It's sad because they're actually kind of famous. But, I love Gary Busey's son is in it. He's actually probably steals the show. Him and his teeth, of course. But, again, it's a wild ride. But it can't be one of my top 4. So let's get into the top 4. Okay? Coming in at number 4. Rad from 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Rad has been stuck in my head ever since I saw it. The jokes about Lori Loughlin and the college scandal that had just broke before they filmed this. The weirdness of it being a bicycle-based story, and then they were putting an insane bike challenge, in this town, and everyone's coming to see Death Race. Even from the 80s movie standpoints, it was like, whoa, this is out there. You had the evil men in the town. You had the good cop who looked kind of like Dr. Robotnik. It's a fun ride. You have that amazing scene in the middle where Lori Loughlin and that lead actor do like a dance on their bikes, and it's set to the song Send Me an Angel, which is now one of my, it's on regular repeat in my car, that song, because it's just so ridiculous, and it makes me think of, and I love when they go, send me an email. So I can't say enough about Rad. Rad's an amazing movie. And Yeah, I know I don't want to have recency bias, but Rad really stands out because a lot of movies they do are kind of horror based or science fiction based. So a good old, like just a story movie. It's not even a comedy. I don't know what Rad is. It's an action film. I don't know what the hell to consider it. It's good. All right, coming in next. Now this was a close one between 2 and 3. They're very close movies in my heart, very similar almost. But this is why this could change day to day. Number 3, Miami Connection. The Miami Connection is a phenomenal movie, and it's just for someone that did karate when they were younger because that was the cool thing to do in the late '80s, early '90s. I understood why that was such a big deal, like them showing off that Taekwondo was the next big thing. He was kind of right. YK Kim. The jokes about YK Kim being everything in the movie, the director, the writer, the producer, that was, I'm sensing a theme here, and that theme is YK Kim. All the actors in it are ridiculous. The songs in it, both friends. What is it? Friends for Eternity and Tough Guy. There's a bunch of songs in the movie. It's a great ride. That one I will watch all the time. The problem is I will also watch the regular version because I enjoy the live version and the regular version. So that's why this one's probably at number 3 and number 2, the ones that I have coming up here, because it's just when you've seen it a couple times, then it's like I wanted to see it the first time live, and maybe they did. Maybe I have things out of order. I don't know, but that's my number 3. All right, deal with it. Number 2, if you couldn't guess already, Samurai Cop. Samurai Cop is a very similar movie as far as it's dealing with drugs and ninjas in either Florida or some type of tropical area, maybe California, not tropical, but some kind of warm, state, California. The acting in it is worse. The cuts and the directing is worse. That's why I put it ahead on my list of Miami Connection, because Miami Connection is actually a coherent movie. It's not the best movie, but it's coherent. It's shot well. It's lit well. Samurai Cop, they change if he has a wig on or not from scene to scene. A lot of the dialogue is insane. The lady talking when the guy is dying and the nurse is flirting with the Samurai Cop about his package. There's a guy dying. What? The whole movie is awesome. You have Robert Zadar, who is a king among these movies. The evil Japanese samurai henchman. I don't even know what to describe. I mean, if you haven't seen it, please go see it, because these movies, both Miami Connection and Samurai Cop, are worth seeing on their own and seeing with the Rifftrax versions. So that's just my personal take. And as far as my favorite overall, all-time Rifftrax Live, drum roll please. Plan 9 from Outer Space, the original, the first from 2009. This one has a special place in my heart. I've probably worn out the MP4 file on my computer from watching it so many times. And I probably haven't seen it recently, so I'm actually going to watch it later today. But it was the first, and it fits in so well because it seems like it could be a Mystery Science Theater episode. It almost probably was. They did other Bela Lugosi episodes. They had other Tor Johnson episodes. But it never was. But it was always known as the worst movie of all time. So when they tackled that, it was Rifftrax is finally getting their hands on the worst movie of all time, which they'd only been around for a couple years at that point. They probably did the Plan 9 non-live version before the live version, and I know that's something I complained about earlier, but that's just for this one. I will allow it, because the fact that it's a black and white old school Mystery Science Theater type science fiction horror-esque movie, the acting is horrible, the costumes are bad, that lead man, well, I'm going to do Levittown. There's just so many ridiculous things in that movie, and it's a quick ride. It's probably an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes. Very old school. You can't go wrong. And I think Plan 9, it's probably everyone else's, high up there, because it's one of the originals, and we've all seen it a ton of times. But that's where I leave you. Those are my top 4, at least at the moment, top 4 Rifftrax live experiences. As far as Timecop, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I hope you go see it in Tuesday night, Tuesday the 19th. If you don't, buy it on demand when it comes out. Check it out. Support these guys, because they make us laugh. They've been making me laugh since the 90s. And I love that I still have the opportunity to go see these shows live, and that they're still pumping out high-quality material. It blew my mind when I thought of it a week ago that Mystery Science Theater was only around for 10 years, 10 seasons. I'm not counting the revamps and all that. And now Rifftrax has been going since 2006. So that's 19 years. Next year they'll have doubled the time that Mystery Science Theater was out there, which is crazy to me. So, all right. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next time.